Brought to you by Puffin.
Puffin Tales of Christmas, read by Ritchie. Christmas is Coming, by Beatrix Potter. Peter Rabbit and his cousin, Benjamin Bunny, were walking through the wood together. "It's the 1st of December!" cried Benjamin. "I can't wait for Christmas," said Peter. "I want a bouncy ball for Christmas," his cousin said. "I want to bounce it on the ground and against the trees, and I want to throw it up in the air and catch it. Yes, a bouncy ball would be a splendid present. What do you want, Peter?" Said Peter. "I want roasted chestnuts and potatoes and parsnips and carrots and mince pies and cake and—" Benjamin laughed. "You'll have that anyway. We all will. The food is the next best thing about Christmas. After the presents, of course." Peter shook his head. "The food is the best thing. Definitely." The two cousins made their way through the wood, continuing to argue. They were going to visit Mr. McGregor's garden to see what they could find. When they got to the garden gate, they stopped talking and squeezed under it. "Can you see the cat?" whispered Benjamin. "No, nor Mr. McGregor. It's safe. Come on," said Peter. In front of them was a row of turnips. "The problem with turnips is that they're very heavy," said Peter, thoughtfully. "The problem with turnips is the digging," Benjamin replied. Peter looked around and saw Mr. McGregor's spade leaning against the tool shed. But it was too big for a small rabbit to use. They would have to use their paws. Luckily, rabbits are good at digging. "Come on, Benjamin," said Peter. "Imagine the soup my mother could make with a turnip. Let's dig one out." Benjamin looked around fearfully, but, not seeing any reason to say no to Peter, he started digging. The sky was clear, but there was a chill in the air. Soon, however, these two rabbits did not feel it. They had their heads down and their paws in the soil, and their little tails were bobbing about as they cleared the earth from around the turnip. "Now pull," said Peter. Benjamin nodded, unable to speak because he was panting. Neither of them noticed the cat on the fence. Peter took hold of the turnip's leaves, and Benjamin took hold of Peter. "Ready?" Peter said. "Heave!" They heaved. The turnip didn't move. They heaved again. Still, the turnip didn't move. The cat slowly and quietly approached the bunnies from behind. "One last time!" cried Peter. "We're nearly there. I can feel it." Benjamin had his doubts, but he didn't say anything. He gripped Peter even more tightly and pulled with all his might. And then two things happened at once. The cat sprang at the rabbits and the turnip shot into the air. It flew over Peter and Benjamin and hit the cat in the face. There was a loud screech, there were two very startled bunnies, and there was a large turnip on the ground behind them. "Oh," said Peter faintly. The cat shook her head in a dazed sort of fashion and slunk away through the row of turnips. Peter and Benjamin looked at each other. They'd fought off the cat, and they had a turnip. Today was a good day. Now, how were they going to get their turnip home? A Christmas Hitch by Dom Conlon. "5 more minutes, please," mumbled Hitch into her pillow. She turned it over to let the frosty air cool it exactly as she loved. "You had 5 more minutes 3 days ago," said Godmother. "You are officially in trouble." Hitch sat up and blinked. She rubbed her eyes with her fists and looked at the calendar by her bed. Then she rubbed her eyes with her wings and looked again. Yes, there was no doubt about it. She was definitely late. One job, once a year," said Godmother. "That's all you have to do, and you're still late. If you had my responsibilities, oh my, then you'd know what work is. Hitch didn't listen to the rest of what Godmother had to say. She was too busy pulling on a pair of jeans and... Jeans? Godmother threw her hands up in despair.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?